This video is brought to you by the Farmer Klein YouTube channel. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another Map First Impressions video. Today we're going to take a look at Georgetown, New York. This is a 4X map based on a real town in upstate New York using real DEM data. This map you can find over at nexusmods.com, and there is a link in the description below. Now, since this is a 4X map, and since this map is released over at Nexus Mods, this will not be available for console. So I'm just going to put that out there right now. 30 seconds into the video, just going to wait for my first comment. Is this on console? All right, now that I've baited all of those questions, let's go ahead and open up the map. Now, we'll say when you download this map, there are a ton of mods in the zip. I believe there are a total of 23 mods in the zip. I'm going to go ahead and toss up a screenshot of the downloaded zip and all of the mods included within it. So go ahead and take all of those mods and copy them to your mods folder. And then when you come in here to activate them, make sure you activate all of them. Otherwise, you may find some functionality missing within the map. So basically, in the mod folder that I have for this video, I have included all of those mods as well as a few others that we typically use when we do our map videos, and of course the DLCs, because, well, they just show up all the time. So we've got included with the map, we have the anhydrous single tank, we have Backhoe Manufacturing grain belts, Brant auger, rock bin, we have the ethanol plant. Easy Dev Controls is also included with the download. If you've already got that, don't worry about copying over it. I don't believe that there's anything changed in that. We have the Farm King auger. We have the Fill Trigger conveyor belt, flour mill, the map itself. We have Hazard Compost Factory, the Man TGX tanker truck, the Multi-Filling Station, Nitro Master, anhydrous 8000, that's the cultivator that you're going to use with that anhydrous tank. A Panther 2-pack. You're going to need this for the added fruits on the map, or added crops. Pig Food Factory. The Geo for Georgetown. I like the fact that he has separated out the Geo, because I don't know what it is, but when the Geo is actually embedded within the map, it seems like 90% of the folks don't realize it. 90% of the folks go out looking for a Geo to use for the map when the map already has one built in. This one is separate, so you can visually see that it is there. We have a seed factory, silage silo, TMR silo, and then there are 3 water treatment plants that show up here in my mods selection screen. But when you look at that screenshot, there were basically 2 things that said water treatment plant. Not really sure why it's showing up as 3, but at any rate, go ahead and make sure you select all of those. This map is seasons compatible. It does have a seasons mask, and it does work with seasons and straw harvest. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to disable seasons, just because some folks don't like to play with seasons, and I want the map to reflect what folks will see. And if you add seasons, you kind of know what seasons is going to look like. But so there we go. Here, all of these other stuff checked just for funsies. You want to make sure I don't have the FSL tournament is unchecked. Go ahead and pull up the log. There is one warning here that relates to fill type salt not defined in fill type category bulk. That's fine. That's nothing to be worried about. Basically, there are some mods and some other things that basically have been added, have a fill type category of bulk, and that's just telling you that salt is not included in that bulk category. This map does not require global company. This map has the fill type mover script on all of the production elements. Don't have to worry about that. And basically here, since we don't have seasons activated, we're just getting some warnings that salt is an invalid fill type. No big deal. If you activate this map with seasons, don't worry, those warnings won't be there because salt will be a valid fill type. All right, and here we are. This is our career start point. Let's go ahead and take a look at the map. As I said, this is a very, very good representation of upstate New York, East Coast USA. It's amazing how well this represents that area as far as mountainous, hilly, but still rural farmland. Now, the first thing you're going to probably notice over here on the right, we have custom crop icons, and thank God they've got words on them. So when we get down here to some of these more specific fill types, we know what they actually are. That's pretty cool. So we've got all of our standard crops here available on the map are in Farm Sim 19, including sugarcane, which is a little odd because with the Georgetown Geo, it looks like you can grow sugarcane, but good luck getting the ground temp up to 63 degrees within the planting window. That's all I can say. If you manage to do it, give it a try, but I don't know. We also have carrots, onions, hops, cabbage, red cabbage, spelt, rye, and alfalfa available on the map. Take a look at the lands area. In new farmer mode, we start out with a rather large plot of land. Includes fields 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. You also have several animal areas included within that, and it costs $725,000. So if you play on Farm Manager or start from scratch, you don't start with any land, but you start with either 1.2 million or 500,000 respectively. You could buy this land if you start on Farm Manager. On start from scratch, you'd have to take out a loan if you wanted to get this, but don't fear. There are 5 other farm areas that you could buy on the map. Take a look at those. Got one over here. It is $343,000. In fact, you may notice, let's go back here. You may notice it may be hard to see this. Let's get rid of some of these icons. Is that he has numbered them. So we have a 1 here, so that's Farm 1, Farm 2, Farm 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. Another easy way to identify them is the house icon or the sleep trigger for all but one of them. So we have Farm 1 here, which is, again, $725,000. Farm 2 is $394,000. Farm 3 is a start from scratch farm, if you will, with no buildings really placed down here in Plot 3. All of these farms do include some fields with the land. We have Farm 4. $720,000, includes a fair bit of forestry back here. Checking some of these farms don't really include that much forested land, others do. Then Farm 5, $407,000, and then Farm 6 is $343,000. Zoom out, we can take a look here. So we do have a fair bit of forestry on the map, and as the description says, we're going to read the description when we get in the train and ride around. As the description says, you can do forestry in these national forests, but you are state parks, state forests, but you will have to pay for the forestry rights. That is basically to buy the land. $49,000. You do all the forestry you want on Bucks Brook State Forest. Take a look at the sell points, and there are an abundance of sell points for our crops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sell points that accept most of our crops. Again, you can see the custom icons, and once again, thank God, they include words. Pretty obvious for some of the standard crops, but then when you get over here to some of the more obscure things, then it's handy having wording. Can sell fertilizer on the map as well as pig food. We do have a pig food factory. Alfalfa and alfalfa hay. Have our carrots, onions, hops, cabbage, red cabbage, spelt rye, compost. We can make compost and spread it out on our fields. Also have the ability to make flour. And then, of course, we have activated straw harvest just to demonstrate that that is going to work with our added fruits in straw pellets and hay pellets. Start out with a decent list of starting equipment. All of it is owned by us and has fairly low operating hours. While we do have some animal pens on Farm 1, we don't have any animals at the start. And we do have custom contracts. See that we all have custom icons, names. So that's a little fun. Let's go ahead and take a look at that starting equipment. Start out with two tractors, the Magnum CVX 145 at 175 horsepower and the John Deere 7310R at 352 horsepower. We have a man liquid tanker that will store our milk. Yeah, I guess two different forms of milk. Maybe one is processed milk and one is raw milk. We have water, fuel, DEF, liquid fertilizer, herbicides, slurry digestate, and dirty water. More on that in a little bit. We have a Mahindra up here at the starting point so we can get somewhere. Got two trailers, the AgriLiner TKD 302 and the Farm Tech TDK 1600. We have the Strodeman SEK 802 trailer, POH plow, the Horsch Tiger 6 DT cultivator. We have the Kuhn BEF 4000 heater and seed tank. We've got the Vanderstand Tempo V8 planter and seed tank. We've got the BE 8000 slurry tanker. We've got a side mower, round baler, front loader arms, and then pallet fork. Got the John Deere front weight, and then we move into the custom animal areas that are available on our farm. Got a custom pig enclosure, cow barn, cow pasture. Have a custom horse farm, large grain silo, smaller grain silo, a silage silo, forage silo, and forage silo is going to store our chaff, grass, hay, silage, forage, straw, pig food, alfalfa, and alfalfa hay, whereas our silage silo is going to be chaff, grass, and silage. Then we have a few Brock bins. Now these bins are going to accept one crop and one crop only from the top using an auger. Then you'll have to get the crop out from the bottom using the Brandt auger. A TMR silo, corn, hay, silage, and forage. Have a large red workshop, several buildings, and this is pretty cool. Like the picture on these sleep triggers. Buy and sell these sleep triggers so you can really set your map up however you want. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and check out the custom areas to see if we can buy them. And we can indeed. We have several custom areas. We have the large cow barn, pig enclosure, horse barn, cow pasture, large cow pasture, large horse paddock, large sheep pasture. I love how this is up here on a hill. Pig enclosure. Now this one, I've sent NitroDad, the author of the map, a screenshot of this, so I'm sure this will get fixed in a later update. This is another dairy barn. I have a cow barn, pig enclosure, another large cow barn there. Miscellaneous. Of course, these are part of the mods that were activated with the pack. We have our Brock bin. Again, a mod that was activated with the pack. Ethanol plant. large grain silo, forage silos. Going to be for our root crops. Seed factory that we could place down. Again, this map does not require global company. Custom buildings that we can put down that are included within the map. And there we go. Now, interesting enough, we can't buy sleep trigger. That seems to be a little bit maybe of an oversight. Sell them. What if I sell them all off? I have to put my own sleep trigger in, I guess, and buy that. All right, so what we're going to do is, I guess, get set up for a bit of a fly around here. And we'll fly around the map, and I'll just kind of talk about it a little bit based on my impressions of what I'm seeing here. Then we're going to jump in the train, and while we're in the train, I'm going to read you the description. The description is long. On the website, I do encourage everyone to read the description. It has a lot of really good information in it. So I think the train ride would be a perfect time to do that. And once we do the train ride, we're going to jump in our Mahindra at the shop and drive around and check out the whole map as best we can. So let's get a little bit of altitude here and pull up the main map there so we can kind of see where we are. Start up there in the northwest section. Big set of forests at Pop's Cabin. This map has a ton of trees. Depending on your graphic settings, you may run into frame issues. In fact, I have seen interesting frames myself on this map, but mostly it's because I think I have things turned way the heck up as far as view distance and everything. But look, you can just look way across there. So that is looking south, and we're looking at Mount Holly down there. I believe that's named Mount Holly. Looking at Mount Holly. That's Mount Holly right there. We're seeing well beyond normal length of a standard map at this point. And this area, as I said, really feels like upstate New York because it is mountainous, steep, has valleys, and I have to say, those folks that say that American maps just don't have details, well, they're not going to be looking at this map because you know what? It's not going to go with what they say. I mean, it's going to completely counteract that statement. This map is loaded with details. Really awesome. Like how he set up these little towns and everything. So there are multiple BGAs on the map. About to fly over one. There you probably saw a little bit of frame stutter going on. Got some cell points. We've got some train transfer silos. There's one of those BGAs. And something that Nitro Dad loves to do is he loves to use the trains on the map. And basically you can sell silage from the train. That's what that is. That is a silage sell point. Basically sell silage directly from the train into the BGA. Pretty cool. This is our starting farm. Over here, you're going to find most of the fields have cattle gates at the field entrance, and most of the fields are fenced in. Just basically so that farmers wanted to, they could bring their cattle in there and basically let them pasture within that field and not have to really worry about it. This is the first farm. We're going to try to look at all of these farms in a lot better detail once we are driving around. Making our way over to another one of these farms. So we've got some more town area, a little strip of buildings, fuel station, McDonald's, complete with a little play area out front. And I really like these restaurants. Another restaurant that I really, really like. Hopefully we can find that. Not too much trouble. Bring our fly around. Here we have farm number 6. Right along the river. Picturesque setting. Got fields in the lowlands here, kind of the floodplain. We've got fields that stretch on up the hill. Meanwhile, we've got these large mountains, deep forested mountains. Is then farm number 5. Each farm is kind of uniquely laid out, all a little bit different. We don't have these cookie cutter farms. Farm is relatively close to a town. I believe this is Georgetown proper. Town Central School, complete with a baseball field. Still has the score up from, I guess, last night's game. A bit of a farmer's market going on. Then our vehicle shop is right here. Our vehicle shop. Now, a little cool, little fun, little detail that I saw when I was doing my initial exploration of the map earlier today was, well, some poor sap drove his brand new Case Magnum down here into the river, and we've got well, somebody with the bulldozer down here going to be trying to pull him up out of the river, up the ditch. And this is, oh my gosh, this is I could so see this restaurant existing in real life. This is just amazing. Amazing detail. I think this place is a Coke place. Given the fact that I think Coke pretty much paid for their tables and umbrellas, but at any rate. Raz's ribeyes. Hey, this Raz guy has got an eye for class. This is one classy steakhouse. Okay? Right next to FK Motors, which because he's got some interesting vehicles here, namely these chromed out pickups, and I'm a little concerned about the overabundance of these Ford used vehicles. I mean, I understand that Fords, you know, they wear out quick, so you see them a lot on used car lots. I get that. He's also dabbling a little bit in farm trucks. Then he's got some pretty high-end stuff in here. He's got an Audi that, well, seems to have married the building quite a bit. And I think the guy is into classic cars because he's got a couple Cudas up there, prominently placed on top of the offices. Let's get back over here to the Raz's Steakhouse. That's what drew my attention. Can you imagine pulling up into here? Okay. And then basically getting seated outside. Walk through here. Getting seated outside at one of these areas, and just look at that. Sitting here in autumn, having yourself an awesome steak dinner. Sun going down, river running underneath you there. Cliff with all of the autumn colors. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And what town would not be complete without its own Dollar General, right? Got another BGA up there on the hill. And completely on the other side, got another whole aspect of the map. We've got a bit of a train yard. Farm number 4. Up here by a body of water, affectionately called Long Pond. Base of this mountain. Here we are, heading up towards Mount Holly. And remember, this is what we saw at the very start of the map when we looked south. So if we look north, we can probably see the hilltop that Pop's cabin is on. And what's really cool about this is we have not only one tunnel through the mountain, okay? We have 2 tunnels through the mountain. So we have a train that goes through the mountain, and then we have a road that goes through the mountain. A little bit of a retail complex over here. And then we have farm number 3, which includes a few fields right here and a placeable lot. You kind of put your own farm down. So farm however you want. If you want to farm at a pre-made farm, because all the farms are preset from the start regardless of play mode. If you want to play with a preset farm, pick the farm you want and get going. If you want to build out your own farm, either with the buildings included with the map or with your own placeables, well, you've got plot 3 back there. So something for everybody. Here we are coming up here to farm number 2. Again, another completely different setup here. Off in the distance, we've pretty much made our circle of the map. Have farm 1. Again. Then puts Pop's cabin right up there on that flat spot. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to tab into a train at this point, or the train. We're going to ride around the map on the train, and at that point, I'll read you a bit of the description. Alright, so here we are on the train. I'm going to pull up the map so we can kind of see where we are. Right down here, we are by farm 3. Building plot 3. And we're about to go under Mount Holly. So while we're doing that, let me tab over here to Nexus Mods and basically start narrating a bit of the description to you guys. It says, "Hello, my farming friends, and welcome to Georgetown, New York. My name is Moses Rounds. My friends call me Mo. I'm the mayor around these parts. Established in 1804, Georgetown is a small farming town nestled in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains of upstate New York. We have long traditions in farming here dating back to the days of the first pioneers began to settle the great nation. Dairy and hardwood logging were what built this town and keep us going long into the modern age. So one day some slick talking government types came along with grand plans and promises of steady markets and benefits couldn't think of. So most folks sold out. Those government boys, well, I guess I don't have to tell you how well that went. Now for the good news. Recently, our town received a grant from a guy we haven't heard of really, but I guess he's really big in fruit farming. Apples, I think. He had traveled through our town over the years and noticed how it just wasn't the same as it was in the good old days. So he decided to give us a bit of money to help rebuild things around here. In the grant, the town council and I met and decided best ways to spend the gift. Now, we tried to make everything new, but even his generous gift wasn't enough to do all that we wanted to do. So let me tell you what we did get done. Here in Georgetown, you will find 6 farms. 5 farms are either rebuilt or brand new, with the 6 being, well, I'll get back to that one. Each of the farms have everything a hard-working farmer will need to get started. Well, as far as the buildings and fields go, we even managed to round up a few pieces of equipment to help you get started. We left those at farm number 1, but feel free to use them wherever you want. Some of the farms were rebuilt from almost the ground up, while others were rebuilt and improved. One farm, Farm 5, features the biggest, fanciest cow barn you have ever seen, with all the bells and whistles. Actually went a bit overboard on that farm, which brings me back to last farm, Farm 3. Hold on, I lost my spot. Due to the lack of funding near the end of the project, the decision was made to leave that farm a big blank space for a hard-working farmer to make their own. Each pre-built farm features pig and cow barns. Some have horse barns, and we even added a sheep pen to one. Each has several ways to store grain, grass, and bulk products. We also updated the local and regional train lines, moved crops and products we make out to the world. Feel free to use the train as you see fit. I believe you'll find it very useful and one heck of a scenic ride. So that's the ride that we're looking at right now. For those loggers out there, our area features several state forests that can be harvested after you buy logging rights from the State Boys. You'll find several spots around the map that will assist you in loading and unloading of any crops and products onto the train. We also have several factories. And I lost my spot. Several factories located around town, ready to take many of the products you produce and make even more valuable products for you to sell. Production facilities include a compost factory where the black gold spreads real well on fields, adds lots of goods back to the soil. Yeah. Georgetown also has one of the oldest flour mill companies in the state, ready to make valuable flour from your grain. Also, pig food factory, biodiesel plant, where you can make your own fuel to use or sell. 2 new green factories. The scientists tell us will take snow from the roads and parking lots, reclaim the salt used to melt that snow. What will they think of next? So now we've got us a state-of-the-art incinerator that melts snow and makes dirty water. You then take the dirty water to the water treatment plant where they reclaim the road salt. That's kind of an interesting production using the season's snow. So this is basically a breakdown of how factories work. So the compost factory takes 25% manure and 75% straw and makes compost. Biodiesel factory takes 25% water and 75% corn, makes ethanol, I believe. A flour factory takes wheat, barley, oats, rye, or spelt. Flour. Pig food factory takes 25% corn, 25% wheat or spelt, and 50% potatoes or sugar beets and makes pig food. Whichever farm you decide on, I'm sure you'll find our beautiful area full of incredible views, trees for the miles, and deep valleys and rivers. Grass grows green and thick, and our fields glow cold with corn in the fall. So there you go. So here's a little bit of an author's note as we are kind of making our way back around the northern section of the map here. Hope you all are enjoying the train ride. Haven't been able really to pan the view around much because I've been kind of trying to read the description on another screen. But the author says this is a 4X real-life terrain map modeled after Georgetown, New York. Fully seasons and straw harvest ready. So it says he's just in cab. Oh, very good. Built for seasons, used map has many changes, additions you will only see in winter. Okay, so that's cool. So in winter, affect different textures, possibly little fun things, maybe in the yards of houses and such. Hard to tell. Kind of little tidbits we might have. This is an interesting ride up the hill, right next to the river, through a valley. Several bulk products. Sell points are located around the map, including a railroad sell point that lets you load the train using sell point conveyor belt. Included in the zip file. Also included is a custom geo for Georgetown that adds new crops to planting and harvest schedules. Many animal areas and buildings on the map are custom made for just this map. Beware selling buildings on farms, as the terrain on the map can make replacing them very difficult. Means there's not a lot of flat spots on the map because we're talking about upstate New York here, and it is not a flat place. Area near and dear to my heart. Georgetown was a special place growing up. I really hope you enjoy my vision for how I will always see it. And then we give a long list of credits. I'll let you guys read those as we are coming down here toward where we jumped on the train at. So perfect timing for us to hop off and grab the Mahindra and start driving around this place. All right, so down here at the shop, and now we can take a little bit closer look at the whole map from the ground level, or should I say from the Mahindra level. The shop is rather well decorated. Nice to see that. Got our shop trigger here. Kind of guy that likes to activate shop. Do that. Go. Have our vehicle spawn point. I believe the repair cell trigger is actually over at another location. I think it's right over here. Let's go take a look. Here we have a trigger marker icon. Maybe over here at this race shop. And we all have all kinds of kind of custom stores, everything. Doughboys Cafe. Beach shop. Scrap yard. Here behind it. Yeah, here is the customized repair trigger over here at the speed shop. into drag racing on the side. Big boys gotta have their toys. Dragster trailer there. And I have to say, there's so much going on this map. It's going to be difficult to really show off every single thing. We've got our man truck down here. This is the Department of Transportation. And this is the water treatment plant where we bring our dirty water. And that's going to then translate to, I guess, clean water and salt. Not really sure where the salt comes out at. So the work done here, really, town areas, they just really feel authentic. Views just feel authentic. Being down here in town and seeing these large hillsides, these mountainsides of trees. Got a bale sell point. Let Nitro Dad know that the bales are a little interesting. Now over here we have a root crop sell point and root crop storage. Be sure you know which one you're dumping into. This one is to sell your root crops. This one is to store it, if the names didn't help you out. And this one here is... check the map. Yeah, the water treatment plant there, and then the incinerator plant. Okay, so we were at the incinerator plant. Here's the water treatment plant. Farmers market. Around the corner. I mean, but one thing you could probably spend hours just exploring the town, and just the areas around the map. Not really the farms, the areas around the map. Here we have Pop's Place, diner. Like Coke has got to them too. Authentic. This is great. Got images probably of Pop, no doubt. War hero. Something you would definitely see any small town. Really cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and start taking a look at these farms, okay? This is Farm 1. Okay. Not Farm 1. This is Farm 5. Sorry, I thought we were way over here. Here's Farm 5. I believe from the description, this is where we've got the fancy cow area. We have a TMR production, corn, silage, and hay, and we'll get TMR out of that. This is our forage silo. Go ahead and just check. Get out underneath this output trigger. Alfalfa hay, straw, grass, silage. Okay. bunkers. This looks like just a storage building. I was looking for a maintenance trigger in there and I didn't see any. Farm silo. And the fanciest cow pen building we have ever seen. Must be over here. Wow, this is interesting. Big old shop. Farm shop. Diesel. This place has got its own little break room and everything. Wow. Milk trigger. Here, no doubt. This whole facility is really cool. Flurry. Your brawl trigger. Definitely not our buy trigger for animals. Water trigger. And the reason we know that is because we've got activated the animal pen extension mod. So we see our water valves here, which one, help us identify where the water trigger is, two, and two, identify if the map or if the placeable includes support for pre-placement and buying of the water valves. This map does not include that, or this placeable does not include that, which isn't that big of a deal because we can just basically place this wherever we want. Our food trough here. Actually, you know what? That was the animal trigger over there. We don't own this place. We can't buy animals here until we own it. Silly me. Let's go ahead and get some money and buy some animals. Isn't it nice when you can just manufacture money? Now that we own the place, now that was the animal buy trigger. We also have over here a pig area. Really interesting design. A lot of these custom buildings I haven't really seen before as general mods, so really nice looking stuff. Got our water trigger here. Got flurry. Got another water trigger because we have two pig areas here. Then inside here we have our food troughs. Food triggers. Here are some of those Brock bins. And these are filled individually. And then crop is taken out of them individually using the corresponding augers. Let's go ahead and check the animal menu. See, so since we have straw harvest activated, we have hay pellets. Alfalfa hay is added Grass and alfalfa is added as food types. For pigs, we have standard fare there. Another farm silo over here. Really interesting. Lay of the land. Outstanding visuals. Sure. Sound like a broken record before I'm done here. Keep my truck. So I think I know this video is going to be a long one. For brevity's sake, I'm not going to go and check out every single thing. Like, we're not going to hang a right up here and go look at the Frito-Lay railroad station, sawmill area. Let you guys check that out on your own. I'm more interested in checking out these specific farms. Looking at these views. This is amazing job, Nitrodad. So Nitrodad's very first foray into map making was Hazard County, another 4X map, also released over here on Nexus Mods, and then this as his sophomore debut, if you will. Really, really nice work. I know he's been working on this for many, many months. I mean, probably working on this as soon as he was done Hazard County. So just think about how long it's been since Hazard County was first published. Sometime last year. Okay. So probably a good 6-7 months. Anybody that thinks they can hammer out a 4X map in a couple weeks, go ahead, but don't expect it to look like this. Fuel here. Door pile for this area. So let's go ahead and buy this area up. Farm 6. Like how Farm 6 just butts up right up against Farm number 5. Going to be our milk trigger. Milk house. Nice picture of Georgetown for reals. Okay, so if you didn't think this is what Georgetown really looked like for reals, there you go. You can see we've got mountain ridges, all the farmland. Like these dairy houses. So dairy trigger there, slurry trigger. Our animal delivery trigger. Food and straw trigger. This is kind of cool. This is this is solar powered, and this is probably a I don't know if this is supposed to be a water heater. Keep the water in here from freezing, maybe in the winter. What that is? So we've got our water trigger over here. Water valve, if we want to use it. Sheds. Of course, all of your starting equipment is going to be over at Farm 1. We'll take a look at that when we do get around to Farm 1. There's our workshop trigger. Maybe the workshop trigger was over at the other farm building too, but we just see it. Creek running through it. Nice little concrete bridge coming up here. Again, love all of these fields being fenced in. Well, these fences do have collisions. Okay. So that's going to turn off probably about, I don't know, 25% of the players that might be interested in the map because it has fences. Well, that's what this thing looks like in real life, I can tell you. I would trust that NitroDad would build this as real to life as possible. And if this place didn't have fences, he would not have spent probably the month it took to put fences around all of these fields. EMR processor again, corn, silage, hay. The ratios. Grass, chaff, and silage. Got little John Deere running the blower. Shoot it up there. We have our main farm silo. Really nice multi-leveled farm here. We have a little pig area. Manure, slurry, straw, water, food, and then pig buy point. Get back in our Mahindra and head on up to the next farm. Each farm, no doubt, has a fuel station at it. Drive down from the main road. Really cool. Really like it. Somebody might ask that maybe he's not picking up on my hints. If I really like this map or not. So if you're one of those folks that's not sure if I like the map or not, let me just tell you, I'm not really sure. Kind of undecided. Going up on the hillside. Pretty much if it's flat enough to work, it's going to have farmland on it. Make our way around to Farm 1, following the river off here to the side. Here's River House, casual waterfront dining. McDonald's, GameStop, Dick's Sporting Goods, that was bagels. This is a blast from the past. Are you serious? McDonald's with a play area. But a play area with a wooden play area nonetheless. Tell you, this place hasn't been sued for having a kid get a splinter. Check this out. I don't know. I'm worried I might get stuck if I go that way. Back. This. What in the world? Oh, check the traffic out. What happened here? That is not representative of America at all. I have never seen that. Totally lying there. That was cooler. All right, now coming down here to this BGA, I do want to say thank you to Nitro Dad for making it easy to check almost a requirement off the list. We'll explain that in a moment. That is... Oh. Really had a disaster there. That is the thing everyone is waiting for, is when will I find the floaties? So I want to thank Nitro Dad for just making it so easy to find that requisite floaties. We don't really have to look any further. There's your requisite floaties. So now that I've seen it, I'm sure he can take it out in the next update, so we don't have to worry about floaties anymore. Just check that off the list. So again, this is the BGA, or one of the BGAs on the map, and Nitro Dad has set it up, probably one of the only maps, this in Hazard County, where you can sell silage from the train. Okay, you can also sell wood chips from the train. Again, props, way to make it easy to find the floaties. We can all just move on with our lives. Where you going, buddy? Where are you going? You going nowhere? Fine, I'll just go. Make sure that road is the road it goes. I think this road goes back to Field 1, or Farm 1. Something that I thought was back here. Got a farm silo here for Farm 1. Check and see what all this silo holds. Wheat, barley, oat, canola, sunflower, soybeans, corn, seed, felt, lime, pig food, rye, fertilizer. back to wheat. Whoa, buddy! Watch it! Activation on this. I'm not really sure what that does. We have another pig area. Got our water trough, slurry and manure over there. Dude, sure our straw is over there in the corner. Looks a lot like the base game animal area. Got these rock bins. Farmhouse. Like that all the farmhouses aren't the same here. Pull off. I thought this road was going to take me up here to the farm. Maintenance workshop trigger. Lots of vehicle storage. And this is a farm where we're going to find our starting fleet. Oh, a classic bank barn. That. Starting trailer with some feed and fertilizer. Loft, check it out. Another level. So, are you kind of the goes ladder down ladders backwards guys, or goes down ladders forwards guys? Sound off in the comments. Got our food and water trough. And we got another one of these cool solar panels. I'm guessing this is to heat the water up in the winter so the cows can have non-frozen water. That's what I'm guessing that is. Water trigger. And our animal delivery trigger. Flurry point. Really cool. Really cool. Seen plenty of American farms where basically the farm is split by the road. This way. Forage silo. Equipment. And is this a secondary farm entrance? Yep. Secondary farm entrance off the road. Cool. Well, indeed. And this is what I saw. So part of this farm also includes this cow pasture you saw from the road. This is what I saw from the road. Here's the road we were on. Here's the BGA. So we saw this building over here. This cow pasture is also part of Farm 1. Got our slurry. Newer. A water trough. Food trough. And we're going to pick light brown ramen. Want to check We do get manure and we do get slurry. Okay. Sometimes you see on these outside pastures that they don't produce slurry or manure because, well, they're doing it out here in the field. Unless somebody's out here actively collecting it, then it kind of goes to waste. This pasture's kind of divided by this river. Jack Ryan owns the outfield here. If we take this, that's going to connect us back down north of field 6. What we need to do is we need to take this other road. It should connect us up to the next farm. This road here. That field is a bit steep. I'd be wanting really to work on that one. That patch of road is probably going to be bad in the wintertime. Never really gets any sun. It'll be icy as all get out all the time. We have our next farm. Once again, it's split on the road. Got these farm buildings right up against the road. Rural East Coast farming at its best right here. And if you didn't know where the sleep trigger was. This dude sleeping in the hayloft is going to be bound to tell you. That's pretty. Buy that land. Here, this is that sheep pasture on the hillside. Doesn't look like this is owned by anyone. Kind of just a rogue sheep pasture. Check and see. Water trough, wool, food trough, and then our sheep area. Yeah, so we can't activate that until we own it. Sheep area here is 43 grand. Now that we own it, buy it, and let's see what our sheep's grass, alfalfa, hay, or hay pellets, because we do have our straw harvest activated. Go. Sheep area is somewhat connected to this farm, but not part of the land that you own. Start. Got our house here, a little bit of garage, vehicle shed, implement shed over here, then across the road, down the hill, dairy barn, more Brock bins, fuel, silage fermenter, main silo, forage silo, at our water trough for our horse or for our cows. We also have a pig area over here. Food trough. Draw trigger. Lights in here, that's cool. Milk. Trigger, no doubt. Flurry and our cow drop off. Cool little area. Little farm. Alright, so let's head on down and check out. We still have farm 4. Check out. And the 5, 6, 1, and 2 at this point. 3 is right here. It's just the flat area. Then when you get to farm 4, we basically got to go under Mount Holly. Through Mount Holly. Let's continue. Oops. Continue on. We're just going to wrap us around. Lots of diversity of buildings, houses. That's a steep field too. Wow. But someone decided it was flat enough to put a field on it, so they did. And I think you could just spend a day just taking scenic screenshots on this map. Fast traffic. Traffic moves fast around here. Notice the distance texture on those trees look just weird. Since we're going this way, might as well check out the railroad silo. Explain this to you a little bit. So like I said, Nitro Dad loves to use trains. Loves to use trains. So the trains on this map and on Hazard County can be used for all kinds of stuff. All pretty much anything, anywhere. So, anywhere that's serviced by the railroad track. And to that end, right, he's got the traditional train dump, trailer dump, okay, train fill, but then he has kind of for the things that you can't realistically put down a grate, he has stuff like this. Watch the hole. Oh, need to look into that. That's why I drive around. At any rate, I want to check the collisions on that. But basically, now we can dump anything we want in to the train. So we want to dump root crops, Well, we just have to stop the train. And then, basically, boom, we can dump roof crops in the open trailers there. Open train cars. It's almost like I deliberately planned it there. Staged it so the train would be coming by at the opportune moment. Trust me, I don't have nearly that much forethought. This is the build your own farm plot. It does have a water trigger and a fuel trigger pre-placed. Other than that, wide open, fairly flat expanse of area. Road probably leading up into the mountain. I don't know about you, but I've been looking forward to driving through Mount Holly. Let's get that done. Hoping I can figure out how to drive through Mount Holly. Look through there. Agway. Agway is a sell point, but then also a buy point. Buy wheat, barley, oat, canola, sunflower, soybeans, corn, potato, sugar beet, sugar cane. So all kinds of products can be bought from Agway. Wow. Remember the Ropa pack, the Panther 2, the modded Panther 2, so that's there. I forgot to mention it earlier. Beat technology. Then we have different headers for each of the different crops. Is this Earth? No idea what the heck that thing is. Oh, the tunnel. This the tunnel. Oh, this is the tunnel. Just what I've always wanted. Train goes across up there. And up here, we've got a bunch of retail stuff up on the hillside. Now we're starting to see. Bakery. Bakery wants flour. Let's just put a sell point. Raleigh Foods, complete with custom branded trailers. Ace Lawn and Garden. Oh, this is really cool. Really cool details on this. Now buying bales, compost, and manure at Ace Lawn and Garden. That was a cool sign. Sign to have there. Alright guys, well if you have stuck with me this far, just a little bit longer, because we're going to go over here to Farm 4. That's where I'm going to drop off, let you guys download the map yourself, again over at nexusmods.com, and spend the next weekend just driving around and looking at this thing. There are so many hidden Easter eggs, like that thing we saw in the woods, whatever the hell that was. Who knows what's up in these state forests for you to find? I find some pretty interesting Easter eggs. If you do, let me know in the comments what you found, to share it with me and others. If you're over on Discord, pop Nitro Dad a direct message or send him a message in a Discord that he's in and tell him what you think of the map. It's an amazing effort for someone who has put out just one map prior to now. He loves his 4X maps. Loves his 4X maps. Hazard County was an edit, a very heavy edit of an existing map. This, I think, was a from scratch deal. Stand up effort. Stand up effort. Amazing work. He puts more time in Giants Editor than probably playing the game by magnitude. Here we are, Farm 4. Let's go ahead and buy that one. Includes a large state forest too. When you buy it, you can then get up there and do a lot of forestry. He loves doing his forestry too. Got a big open side of the cow pen, manure, water trough, PMR processing silo again, slurry point, the Brock bins, trigger. Another fancy cow area. We got a big old carousel milking parlor here. Award-winning cattle. Look at that cow. Looks like it's got some furry legs or something. Heck is hanging off the back of that cow. I don't know. I don't know if I want to know. This guy's who owns this farm is they are made it. They got some cash, seriously. This much effort into their dairy barn. Amazing. Going to be our milk point there, because if we open the door there, we're going to find our milk tank. Here's our milk. Food. Straw. Sure where we buy our cows at this point, but maybe I'll leave that for you guys to figure out. Not really sure where that is. Another pig area over here. Kind of like the first or the second pig area that we saw. There are pigs. Water, a slurry. New around back. Food and straw. So guys, there you go. That is Georgetown, New York. Again, we can find this mod over at nexusmods.com. Second map, sophomore performance by Nitrodad. Really awesome work he's done here. Really like it. Perfect for multiplayer if you've got 6 farms to work out. Have yourself 6 different farmers. 4x map with fields that are not huge. I mean, massive amount of this map is forestry. Indicative of the area too in upstate New York, but fields are not massive. Fields are great. Get on a 4x map, you can have the legs to stretch out. Long hauls to various sell points, but at the same time, not have to feel like you're going to take 7 hours to one harvest. Once again, let me know in the comments. What do you think of Georgetown, New York? Until next time, happy farming. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell.